Austin Trout against Erislandy Lara. Another just like a freaking awesome fight. It's going to be a great night for boxing. But what I like about this is that both of these fighters have overcome a lot. Austin Trout has fallen so hard from grace, though, because he beat Miguel Cotto, and then Cotto came back and demolished the last guy that he faced. I'm even blanking on the name. Trout is 28 years old. He's 5'10". What does he have? I mean, can he necessarily go in there and beat Lara, who's a slick, smart boxer?
In my opinion, no. I think that Trout is a great fighter, like we said. I think it's going to be interesting because you're going to have two southpaws going against one another, and you don't see that every day. So to see them both, think their ways through that. And here's another thing: both of these guys are really good boxers, and they both think in the ring. I just think that Lara's defense is a little bit better, and I think that he is a very
Well, hang on. He got knocked down twice against Alfredo Angulo.
I mean, Angulo was just bullying him, though.
He bullied him,
Lara's,
but his defense was susceptible. Let's call it how we see it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good point. And I think that what we highlighted when we saw that fight live is when he was circling out. He was against the ropes, and when he was circling out, he was leaving his hands down because he was he was used to protecting his body because that's where Angulo was pounding him. But I don't think that Trout is going to fight that kind of fight. They're going to box. It's going to be a boxing match. And so it's going to be two thinkers in there. And I think the person who gets off first is going to be the person who is going to score first.
Interesting. I mean, by the numbers, Trout has 14 knockouts, Lara has 12. So I guess you could give a +2 advantage to Trout.
I mean, but that's give or take.
Right. That's nitpicking.
That's nitpicking for power. Yep. I think that both of these guys are pretty equal in the power category. I mean, I think that left hand that Lara landed on Angulo was very impressive.
It made him quit.
Yeah,
he broke the bone, by the way, in case you guys don't remember.
Orbital.
It was right up here.
Yeah.
Right up here on Alfredo Angulo. Shattered it completely.
And he looked like a completely different fighter by the end of the fight.
I like Erislandy Lara. I feel bad for him because let's call a spade a spade. He beat Paul Williams when they faced off. Yeah. He simply can't get the big fight. Like, this is a big fight. Angulo was a big fight. Promoters are starting to come around to him. The only problem is he's like 30. I mean, he's getting older. If they took advantage of his skills, or as Tim Hardaway says, skills, when he was in his mid to late 20s, who knows what he could have produced. I mean, he is a formidable, smart, technical fighter, and I really, really like Erislandy Lara. But let's get to the predictions. What do you think?
Lara by decision. I don't think anyone's getting knocked out in this one either. Like you have two people who are too cerebral to just lay it all out on the line. They're not quite there mentally. They're going to go in there. It's going to be a chess match. The southpaw style is going to be a little tricky for both of them to adjust to. I think that you're going to see 3 clumsy rounds of them just trying to figure that whole mess out, and then it's gonna settle into a good boxing match that Lara's gonna end up outpointing them.
It's for the 154-pound vacant belt between these two. I'm gonna go with Trout by a controversial decision, for the sole fact that it happens to Erislandy Lara
every time
a lot. So I'm just gonna say that Lara will probably win the fight to the eye, not on the cards.